How are you guys doing? Today is Sunday, February 28th, 2021, out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to do an individual profile on Randy Arozarena, who is now a 26-year-old outfielder who's currently playing for the Tampa Bay Rays. And if you follow baseball and if you follow this most recent playoffs, you definitely know who Randy Arozarena is. If you took a year off from baseball, then you probably don't know who he is. So with this episode of The Elite, because of course it is his birthday, I do plan on just letting the numbers and his accolades in his very short MLB career speak for himself as to why I believe that he is an elite player to look out for this 2021 MLB season. So with that said, just to give you a little bit of background, if you've ever watched him play, he's an amazing hitter, amazing contact hitter. He's very smart. He's very athletic. He knows how to run the bases. And, of course, he's an amazing outfielder, just to give a little bit of a glimpse into how he plays his game. So, once again, he's originally from Cuba. His nickname is actually El Cohete Cubano, which translates to the Cuban Rocket. And when he had a bit of a shaky start in the MLB, so at first he played in the Cuban League, and he eventually transitioned to the Mexican League, and then he signed with the St. Louis Cardinals as an international free agent in 2016. And then he officially made his debut with the St. Louis Cardinals in 2019 in his age 24 season. That season, he would have played 19 games for a Cardinals team that would end up with the best record in the NL Central. He came up at the very end, and in that season, he would only have 6 hits in the 19 games that he played, with 1 home run, 2 RBIs. He had a 300 batting average, roughly, but barely anything to really kind of put together and say it was a great season. But he would eventually get moved to the Tampa Bay Rays towards the end of he got moved to the Rays right before 2020. And of course, if you're familiar with what happened with the 2020 MLB season, it was of course shortened due to COVID. So instead of having 162 games, they shortened it to 60. And then he would eventually get called up for the end of the season. And for the end of the season with Tampa Bay, he would only play 23 games in a season where the Rays would end up with a 40-20 record. They had the best record in the entire American League. But in that season, Randy Arozarena, in the 23 games, he finished with 18 hits. 7 of his hits were home runs. He had 11 RBIs on the season, 281 batting average. He had a 1022 OPS, which is incredibly amazing. But of course, when you put it together with the 23 games, it's not that amazing. So, I mean, why does he have an elite profile? I'll take it to the playoffs. This man had more hits in the playoffs than he did in the regular season, and this would be an amazing run for the Tampa Bay Rays. And in this Rays run, they would end up beating the Blue Jays 2-0 in the American League wild card. And in that game, Randy Arozarena would not hit home runs, but of course he would get a couple of hits. That would be very big to helping them win that round. And the next round, they went on to face the Yankees in the ALDS, where they beat the Yankees in 5-3-2. Then they went to the American League Championship Series against the Astros and beat them 4-3. And within the ALCS, of course, Randy Arozarena was the MVP, but I'll get back to that in a second. They would go on to lose to the Dodgers in the World Series as they came up 2 games short. The Dodgers ended up winning 4-2. But the best player in the entire playoffs, don't get it twisted, it was Randy Arozarena. So, just to give you a hint of what was going on, once he hit it, he went in Game 7 versus the Astros. He would hit a 2-run home run. He surpassed Evan Longoria, who played for the same team, the Tampa Bay Rays, for the most home runs by a rookie in the postseason. Continuing on, he would go on to be the first rookie position player to be named the MVP of the ALCS. In that series, he hit 4 home runs and 6 RBIs, and then he would go on to hit 3 home runs in the World Series, which would break the all-time MLB record for home runs in a single postseason. So, of course, he is on it. Of course, I don't even have words for that, to do that in his rookie season. And then in Game 3 of the World Series, he surpassed Derek Jeter for the most hits by a rookie in the postseason. And then in Game 5, with his 27th hit in the postseason, he passed Pablo Sandoval for the most hits ever in a single postseason. Even though they lost, this man put up the most hits ever in a playoff or in a playoffs in MLB history. Even though the Rays had played maybe 2 extra games than they would have because of an extra wild card round, the fact that a rookie holds that record, and that rookie is Randy Arozarena, that alone is what I believe is justification for him to be on this list. And for the 2021 MLB season, this man cannot disappoint. If this I believe that his playoff performance is definitely going to set the stage for what could be an amazing MLB career. And with that said, I think that even though this is a very short segment, I think that I've said more than enough that should give justification and reasoning for why this man deserves to be an elite player. He still has yet to play a full MLB season in his career, but with that said, today on February 28th, 2021, he turns 26, and now with spring training starting to get underway, I can't wait to see what this man does. And if you ever get a chance, check out my boy El Cojete Cubano, who is currently wearing number 56 for the Tampa Bay Rays. I have no idea as to whether he's going to change that number, but that's currently the number that he's rocking. But I want to thank you all once again for listening to this incredibly short piece. I hope all is well. And if you're ever watching the Rays, check them out. They play in the same division as the Yankees. So, I mean, if you're a Yankees fan, Red Sox fan, you're going to see a lot of him. And depending on how well he plays, depending on your relationship with baseball and other teams, you may either love him or hate him. But with that said, I want to thank you all once again for listening to this piece. Once again, today is Sunday, February 28th, 2021, out here in this quarantine. I want to wish a happy 26th birthday to Randy Arozarena. I hope all is well. Thank you for listening to my piece. And peace out. I will catch you with a piece right after this for Luka Doncic, the elite starting shooting guard for the Dallas Mavericks. Thanks again. Thanks for listening to my piece for the 50th time, and peace out. I'll catch you with a piece right after this.